Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video that it was supposed to come out at the beginning of January, but I actually filmed this video and it was so blurry that I just couldn't do anything with it. So now I'm refilming in like the middle of January, but whatever. So this video is going to be like my 2023 reading goals and also / like my January TBR. Let's just get started. At the end of 2022, I actually didn't really have goals. The 22 books I wanted to read last year, I started like 7, but I finished 1. So I was actually thinking about not doing that this year. Also, like the goals that I had, I barely thought about them, so I didn't really do them. I have found a couple of things I'm very excited about, so I'm just gonna talk about those. So the first thing is the ILD adventure hosted by G from Bookroast, and I'm super excited about that. At the beginning, I thought that I was just going to read whatever I wanted, and those books will fit wherever. But I actually got very excited about the end result of the whole thing. So now I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. But yeah, this is just one thing that I really wanted to do this year. Next thing is, okay, I'm not actually stressed about the amount of unread books that I have in my TBR, my physical TBR. But it's mainly because I haven't really gotten new books. If I do, that's gonna be a mess because there's no space for them. So I'm doing the Read Your Bookshelf Challenge by Chantel Reads All Day. And it seems very fun. It's actually just like 12 books from your physical TBR, but that would be more books than the ones that I read last year. Yeah, that's the second thing I want to focus on. Besides the 23 books I want to read this year, I have this massive book. I got this book when I was studying animation, and allegedly we went through it all, but I never really read it. So it's like 400 pages. It shouldn't be that much. But the font is tiny, so yeah, this has been bothering me. So I want to read it this year. And actually, it's not like I'm just going to sit and go through the whole thing at once. I was thinking maybe like read 2 pages a day, something like that. I should be able to finish, but it's today, January 20th, and I haven't read 1 page. So yeah, I don't know how good this is going to work, but I still have like 11 other months, so hopefully I will. And the last thing is the 23 books I want to read this year. You probably saw them on my reading journal. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what is in that list. I'm just gonna start saying that this year is the year that I want to get into Brandon Sanderson. I have read Skyward, but I wasn't very impressed with it. So I just want to get into the whole cosmere. I want to decide if it's for me or not. So I have 3 books by him: Elantris, Warbreaker, and The Emperor's Soul. I've heard the last one is really good. Yeah, those are 3 of them. Then I have 3 new releases. I don't know if you should put new releases in this list, but I really wanted to read this book, so I just put it there. One is Silverborn by Jessica Townsend, the 4th book in the Nevermore series. Then I have Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams, which I'm very excited about. And A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber, the last book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. Then I have series I want to continue. One will be The House of Hades, The Heroes of Olympus by Rick Riordan. Murder of Crows by Anne Bishop is the Others series. Also, I have The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. I really want to continue the series. This book actually was in my list of 22 books I wanted to read, and I didn't, but this year is the year. Also, I have A Gathering of Shadows. I actually just put off this book because I wanted to get the physical copy, but now I don't care anymore, so I'm gonna read it in my Kindle. And also, I have Diary of the Siren Queen. I read the first book a couple of years ago, and actually I just didn't continue because I heard that the second book is not as good, and I don't know, but that just put me off. So yeah, I wanted to finish that duology. Also, The Bite That Binds by Susan Wright. The first book is just one of my favorite books. This book is about vampires. And actually, the only thing that put me off of this book is that I read another book by this author and I hated it. So now I'm worried because I love the first book in the series, but I'm worried that it's just going to, I don't know, that I'm gonna hate it. So yeah. Then some kind of new books for me, start a new series. I want to try Stalking Jack the Ripper. I just hope this book is not gruesome, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I have Netted on Bone because I want to try Taking Fisher. I also have Paladin's Grace by her. So I've heard a lot about her stuff this past year. So I really want to get what is the fuss about. So also, I've been meaning to read one of Alicia Scoville's books. This year I'm going to try with A Duel with the Vampire Lord. I know that she has a new book coming out, but yeah, I just want to try something by her. Also have Daughter of Blood by Anne Bishop. I'm getting very excited about her books. I don't know why, but I feel like her stuff might be something that I really like. Also, I have a Soul. This book was everywhere last year. And yeah, I'm very interested. It's just like a fairy tale. I don't know how twisted it is, but as long as it's a fairy tale. I mean, these two other books were in my list last year as well. I usually don't want to put books from last year into this year because I feel like if I didn't read them last year, what makes me think I'm going to read them this year? But for some reason, I did put them this year. I really want to read them, and I hopefully will. And one is Jade, Fire, Gold, and the other is A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I hope I'm gonna love this book. I actually like From Blood and Ash a lot. The second book, I like a couple of things, but there were just one thing that I was like, thank you, but no thanks. So I haven't continued with that series, but I did want it to get into the spin-off. So yeah, it's in this list. Also as well, I don't know why this book just calls me so much, because I think it's kind of darker than the stuff that I like, but I still want to read it. And that is Emperor of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. I love this cover. I've been meaning to read this book ever since I got it last year, but I just haven't, so it's in this list. Also, I have Black Widow. I mainly want to read this book because I have the physical copy and I just haven't, and I want to lower my count in my physical books. And the last book I have is The Sword of Kaigen. I'm kind of hesitant about this book just because I know it's epic fantasy, and yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna like that. Mostly, I don't know if it's gonna be too heavy, but I've heard amazing things about this, so I just want to try it. So now I'm gonna talk a little bit of my January TBR. I'm not gonna talk about the two books I already read, mainly because I wanted to start to do wrap-ups at the end of the month, so yeah, there's no point in telling you the books I already read for my TBR. Since I wanted to do LDS Adventure and Read Your Book Challenge, I have a book for each. I wouldn't mind to double up, but yeah, that's not the plan. So for LDS Adventure, I chose to start a series, and I'm gonna read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I'm super excited about that book. Just the title, it just screams to me. Yeah, I'm very excited about the book. I haven't started that one yet, but that's the one I'm counting for that challenge. This book is about a professor, and she is better with her research and books than with people. And she ends up in this village to do some research for her encyclopedia. And I know there is a romance aspect to it. I think it's not very prevalent in the story, but I mean, fairies, and I've heard it's kind of like a cozy academia. It sounds very interesting. That's probably all I can tell you, but yeah, that is for LDS Adventure. Then for the Read Your Bookshelf Challenge for January, it's read a book that starts with A or D. So I chose The Dragon's Promise. I said I was going to read this book even before I got the physical copy. I love this copy. It's just the most beautiful thing. And so yeah, I think that it's time for me to do this. I'm kind of nervous. I think it's because it's just a duology and this is it. Yeah, I think that's why I haven't picked it up. But this is the second book in the Six Crimson Cranes. I love the first book with my heart, and I was very excited for book 2, and I'm just a little bit scared now. So yeah, that's why I haven't picked it up, but this is the time. I actually think that's it. Being realistic, I don't know how many more books I'm gonna be able to read in January. Right now, I'm reading Trace of the Emerald Sea, which is a big surprise. Like I said, this is the year I want to get into Brandon Sanderson. Yeah, I don't know, I'm like halfway through. I'm loving it. Well, maybe around 20-30%. I wasn't sure about the book. The first 10% I loved, and around 20-30% I was like, ugh. I was very scared because I thought I was not gonna enjoy it so much. So yeah, now I'm halfway through, and I feel like everything works so well that I'm super excited to see how this is going to end. So yeah, that's also kind of my TBR because I'm currently reading that. But like I said, I don't know how many more books I'm gonna be able to read. So I'm just gonna leave it at those 3 right now. Like I said, I already read 2 and like a small chapter from a series. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. Some goals I have for this channel is that I want to start doing reading vlogs and also wrap ups at the end of the month. I don't know what else I'm going to do with this channel. Honestly, probably whatever I feel like. But yeah, I think that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have reading goals for this year. I really want to take it like chill. So yeah, but if you have some reading goals you want to share, by all means, just put them down below. And yeah, that's all for today's video. And I hope you see you in the next one. Bye!